Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show, training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Susie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse, Semi. Training Eve to drive cart. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve to lay down. Training Eve to harness, pull a log. Training Semi to harness, pull a log on turf. Jumping at liberty to music, making our Morgan horses our partners. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Training on our driveway, which is covered by sand, so we have a straight track. Stepping over poles, jumping over crossbar jumps. Training in our trail obstacles area. Semi on the big steps. Morgan horse Sadie doing obstacles rainlessly. Morgan horse Sadie being trained to drive a cart. Mini Zebu heifer Susie being trained to drive a cart. Bull Rusty learning to pull a harrow.
Today we're going to be filming Demi jumping the free jump, and we did this a few days ago, and Demi was able to jump on the highest rung, actually on the free jump, and that's the highest she's ever jumped before. So today we want to catch it on film, but start with a lower jump and then move up to a higher jump, and eventually I'll be able to jump Demi over the high jump. That's the goal. So we set up this free jump here with two ground rails, one on either side, so she can jump the jump from both directions. And we're going to start on the third rung. I'm pretty confident that she can do that. And so the goal is we place the jump close to the fence so she can't avoid it on this side. And then I can help funnel her over the jump by standing on that side. And it looks like Demi's here with me and she's ready to go.
Okay, and our next objective after you've done it from the ground and you've done it in saddle is maybe an oxer, right? Which is yes. 2 jumps.
Right, and we'll eventually, and probably what we'll do is she's done lower oxers, but if we want to do higher oxers, we can also try then free jumping her over a higher oxer.
And even though we didn't have the camera set up the other day, you told me that the first time she jumped it, she tipped it with her back legs. Mm-hmm. The second time she jumped the highest rung, she knew to lift her legs a little higher.
Yes.
It was automatic.
Yes.
Okay. And she wasn't afraid to do it. Sometimes tipping will scare them, but not with Demi. Right. Okay, this is double track Demi Moore, a Morgan mare. More than willing to do anything she's being asked to do.
Well, she's already trying to avoid jumping.
Yeah. Look at that.
Jumping from a standing. Okay.
She knew what you were asking.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. She just cleared that as if it were twice as high. And she knows exactly what paces to take and not to take. It appears that she's making those decisions as she approaches the jump.
try the other way. That was my fault.
Everything needs to be done in both directions. Yes,
Yeah.
She's being real careful to lift those legs.
Good girl. Good girl, then.
Okay, we've put the rail up 1 cup higher.
Take it from here.
See what Demi says.
Oh, look at it. Now, don't try to jump that from
She thought she could do it from a standstill. Clipped it with her front legs, but okay, she says, I'll lift my legs higher next time. I think that's what she's actually thinking.
And I can add to this. Demi's kind of funny this way. One thing I noticed when I first started jumping her is when she first started at a scary jump, if I took her up to look at it, I had to be really careful because once she got in front of it, just standing there, sometimes she would just try to jump it because she knew that was what she was supposed to eventually do. So I have to be careful. I didn't want her to try to jump this from a standstill. I knew she'd be okay, but she really gets there and it's like she knows what to do, so she jumps. But we want her to actually canter or trot to the jump.
Okay, so you're going to give her some forward motion cues here. Yeah. Very nice, Demi. I would like my Morgan mares to learn how to do this too.
Good girl. Good girl.
Tipped it just ever so slightly with her front legs, but it didn't drop, and she is not concerned one bit. It did rain all day yesterday, so I think she's enjoying having this opportunity to move out today. My arena drains real well. I'm Sonia Sokol, the Urban Cowgirl, trying to learn a whole lot more about jumping and show you too. Very nice, Demi. Okay, we're at the highest rung now. We think it's at about 3.5 feet, and Jill is going to tell us what's on her mind.
Okay. I was just going to add that normally it would be nice to be able to bring her into this jump on a longer, straighter distance, but because we're free jumping in the arena like this, she can cut in the corners, and it's hard for me to get her to go way far out before she comes over the jump. So she cuts in a little bit, but she's still able to do it okay. Another way to do this is you could set up more of a chute so that the horse can't, like we could put, something here, so she would have to go around and come in.
Right, a corridor for it. Okay, right, which we could use our crossbar jumps or whatever. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and remember, one of these days, especially for the oxer, we may want to use the track, which is our straight path.
Yeah.
Okay. But one step at a time. Let's see how Demi does now on the highest rung, which we don't want her to try that. We don't want her to try it from the standstill. No. We're going to have to get some forward motion going here. There we go. Pretty high.
Good.
Oh my goodness, is that beautiful. Oh, yes.
She looks at it and she rates it.
Yes, she does. She looks at it ahead of time, Jill says, and she rates it. She puts herself in position. As a matter of fact, Jill has told me that in the past, when she tries to interfere with Demi's choice of paces, she gets feedback from Demi saying, no, I know best. Do it the way I tell you to do it. And Demi is real good. Oh, my goodness. Yes. She cut in a little bit close, so Jill's going to try to get her to go out a little further this time.
Good.
Oh, my goodness. That is gorgeous. I've been trying to picture this ever since Jill told me that she did it.
Good girl, Dan.
As you well know from past shows, I don't know much about jumping, but I know that my Ranch Versatile Morgans can teach me. And right now, Demi, who's Dam to Semi, my coming 7-year-old, is teaching us.
Yeah.
She said, no, I didn't have enough of a jump start, so she went past the jump, and Jill knew it. Good, Dam.
Okay.
I think I didn't even move the camera fast enough to see that, but she totally cleared it.
Good girl, Dan.
All right, well, we're pleased with this demonstration, and we're going to show you how we teach the other horses to do it as well, and how Jill tries to do it in saddle. Which, Jill, you're going to do that next time, maybe?
Yeah, that's right. Good girl. That's our goal, so.
Okay, we'll try to catch that on camera. Bye for now, Sonia Sokolow, www.urbancowgirlchannel.com. And thank you very much, Demi and Jill. Hi, I'm Sonia Sokolow, and I have today saddled up, because I'm probably going to get in the saddle, at Firecrest Easter Eve. I've been working with Eve, warming her up with circle driving, something new that I learned on RFD TV. I'm going to show it to you for a moment, and maybe even do a whole show about it. It's another exercise, and it's not lunging. Similar, but not the same. So my cameraman's going to follow me. I'm going to show you circle driving. It's just a way to warm up your horse, and I warmed her up today for the purpose of starting to show Eve how to jump higher and higher and higher. She already knows how to jump, but we're going to work our way up to height. All right, now Eve is waiting for me to ask for something. Notice that I have my 12-foot lead line. I have a rope halter on under her usual O-ring snap. I'm going to ask Eve to do a few things. Back. I'm using the windshield wiper motion for backing. There's a lot of different ways to back. Now I'm going to ask her, this is her hard direction, I'm going to ask her to go counterclockwise into a circle drive. Point, be big, and she understood. Now, I'm not going to stand in the middle like I was lunging. I'm walking with her. My belly button is not facing her. My belly button is going in the same direction she is. See, I lifted my arm extension there because in this direction in particular, she tends to want to stop, change direction before I ask for it. But now I am going to ask, first stop. I got two eyes, but I want back. Now I'm going to do the easy direction. She's licking her lips. Point. Be big with my arm extension. Start walking with her. My belly button is going in the same direction she is. I'm looking out of the side of my eye. Using my arm extension only ever so slightly to keep her driving. You see, it's behind the drive line, which is at about where the cinch is of the saddle. She's going nice and slow. Means she's not too riled up, which she was earlier. Now, I don't want her shoulder coming into me. There. So, I did what I had to do to explain to her that that wasn't the right answer. I want her to stay distance away from me with her shoulder, with her hips, but nevertheless to arc around me and do a circle drive. Ooh. Good. And she's looking at me for a request, and the request right now is I want her to go back. So I'm going to ask ever so gently, because mostly I don't have to be anything other than gentle with Eve. Back. Good. I didn't follow her. What I wanted her to was back up from me, and she did. So now for a moment, we're going to turn off the camera. I'm going to get in the saddle, and I'm going to show you the beginning of Eve and my journey to jumping higher. Okay, there was no problem at all using the mounting block with Eve. She's been trained to tolerate it, and in that way help me get on the saddle. I'm asking her to back. How am I asking her? I'm just pulling my legs in and out and forward. She's not backing, so I'm going to get her attention with some lateral flexion. I've shown all of these maneuvers in the past, how important they are. Good, Eve. Now I'm going to try to straighten her out, get her to break at the pole, squeeze her into her bit, and then ask her to back. Break at the pole. I want her to be light. I'm not going to pull her down. I'm going to bump her down, squeeze her into collection, look forward, and back. Out and in, out and in, out and in with my legs. Not a constant pressure on my reins. Okay, step one of getting Eve to tolerate higher jumps is to go on the lowest, and this time in saddle. So I'm going to first ask Eve to softly, lightly go around this first jump, look where I want to go. Feel like I want to do that again because I want lightness, which right here you can see I was getting a little bit of stiffness. Number one is lightness, softness, then request. Looking where I want to go. Looking where I want to go. This time I want to go over the jump. Looking ahead of the jump. And she just stepped over. That's okay. And she didn't tip it. That's okay. Now everything has to be done in both directions. Looking where I want to go. Be soft and light. Looking ahead, letting her choose her paces. Whoa. Ooh. Didn't pull back on the reins. The fence stopped her. Now I'm getting her collected. She did tip it, but not hard enough to even dislodge it. Okay, now we're going to stop the camera for a minute. We're going to run one of this first jump, and that's probably all we'll do today with Eve. All right, now we've got the first jump, the rail across on the first cup. We've put some markers, some styrene rails on both sides of the first cup, so it's a more obvious target for Eve. We put it on both sides because I'm going to try to jump it from both sides. So again, lightness is number one. So I'm making sure she's being light. Very nice, Eve. She was very responsive to moving her forequarters. Now I'm going to ask her to move the other direction. Very nice. She likes to plant those back feet. So I'm going to come out here, come back in. Good, Eve. Their back leg. Now we're going to go the other direction. Lightness, lightness, light. Is a little neck training. We're approaching the jump. She can definitely see it. Ooh, beautiful. And that was a good one to stop on, but I'm going to ask her to back. Okay. It wasn't high. Not yet, but it will be. And Eve's going to be able to jump, I believe, as high as Demi jumped. And you saw Demi jumping earlier on. She jumped the top rail. She's just really good at tucking those feet, has no fear of doing it. And Jill and I showed you Demi doing it from the ground, and we hope to soon show you Demi doing it while Jill is in the saddle. And that's all for today. Sonia Sokol, the Urban Cowgirl. www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.
Here are clips from the next session.
What Eve says about going a little bit higher. Very nice.
Good.
And then we'll try it, do it in each direction. Rosie knows a whole lot about jumping, a whole lot more than I do.
Good.
And she knows about collection, and she knows about resistance-free training. And so we are giving Eve confidence and respect with the help of repetition to jump and jump higher and higher and higher. Remember, yesterday I was just keeping her light, which she was doing quite well at. Good. Now I'm going to stop the camera for a moment, and I think we're going to go up to rung 3. One small step at a time. Now this rung is so high that there's no stepping over it. On rung 2, she kind of jumped, but kind of stepped. Here, if she does this properly, it's going to have to be a jump. And we probably won't go to 4 today. We'll do it another day. Shorter, more frequent lessons are much better. Long, big jumps. Yes.
Good.
And for sure, I want Eve to learn this with somebody who has a feel for jumping, which I don't yet.
Oh, yeah.
Rosie is talking here with Jill, who's near the fence with her thoroughbred. Jill knows a lot about jumping, so we're all giving each other advice. We didn't bother to circle drive Eve over the jump today.
I know.
We took the big step of can we do it from saddle, but had we had any resistance whatsoever, we would have done circle driving, brought her over to the jump.
I know.
With momentum and asked her to jump it. Beautiful.
Easy.
And then we have to get oh, she's stressful.
I know, it's hard for you to turn.
So it's not just the jumping, we need to get the proper approach and then the proper attitude, behavior.
It's okay.
Transitions afterwards.
Steady,
we don't want bolting, we don't want stress, we want softness, lightness.
Steady trot. Steady trot.
And we most definitely want to stop on a good note.
Steady trot. Good girl.
And I'll leave it up to you, Rosie. Do you want to try again?
One more time.
Okay.
Steady.
Uh-oh.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay, but let me stop the camera and lift it again, because we really don't want to end on a clip like that.
Let's try it again.
There you
Good.
go. Cleared it easy. Still a little bit bolting afterwards, but let's see what it takes to settle her down.
Good. Easy.
Her strides are much better.
Good girl.
Now Lotus does some jumping.
Okay, so we're going to free jump Lotus over this little cross rail and then put it up a little bit. And he likes to try to run out when you're free jumping, but he's done it a couple times, so I think we're going to be able to do it. Not because he doesn't know how to jump, but because he's got a little bit of an attitude sometimes. So I have to watch him so he actually goes to the jump and doesn't try to run out past me. Good boy.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yes.
Try one more. I like that he's not rushing. Sometimes he gets himself a little nervous, but he seems pretty relaxed. Good. Okay.
Totally willing.
Now I'm going to just try to change his direction. Going downhill is a little bit more difficult for him. It's his first year without hind shoes, and I've noticed that he's a little bit sensitive and also unsure whether he's going to slip. A little bit unsure about his footing. Come on. He's going to try to sneak on the side, but he
Yes.
can't. We can put those poles there, so he can't sneak through. You can tell he's a little more concerned about going downhill. Good boy. Okay.
That was beautiful.
So I think
And
I'm
now
going
we're going to stop the camera for a moment and raise up just ever so slightly and see if he'll go higher. Here we go. On a higher rung. He's already done it a couple times. Let's see if we can show you.
Good boy, Lotus. One more time, big guy.
We're having a mic problem today, as you can probably hear, but you're getting the idea.
Oh,
Well, there's an avoidance. Okay.
well, we'll try that one more time. I thought he would go because he's done it. He didn't try to avoid yet, but he got the better of me. Good boy. So let's see if we can get one clean one. Good
Yeah.
boy. And I'll note he started to go into a canter on his own. So I sense that even though this jump is not that high, and he knows how to jump higher than this, that he gets nervous. And the canter is him starting to rush and get a little nervous. So it probably just needs to do a lot more low jumping until he's not rushing and looking stressed at all with that. And then we'll move it up from there.
Okay, small steps, short sessions, stop on a good note, go back to a sub-objective if you're not able to reach what you're trying to do, and do the sub-objective and stop on that note. That's our learning, our teaching, our training psychology. Thank you for showing us how Lotus enjoyed jumping, and I hope we'll be able to show you how he goes higher and higher. Today he did rung 3 quite well. I mean, he cleared it, Jill.
Yeah,
no problem.
He can jump for higher. I know he can.
And I think he enjoyed it.
Yes.
And look at his face
He
right
looks
now.
relaxed. His head's low, and he seems pretty content with himself.
Yes.
He's
All right.
himself.
That's www.urbancowgirlchannel.com. Any show that has the word jumping in the title, and you'll see us get better and better.
Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Semi, Rusty and Susie, www.thesocolos.com.